here and they're playing Mandy.
Oh, WWE continues to have problems selling out WrestleMania. Brock Lesnar refusing to lose to Oba Femi. WWE does their best Benny Hill impression. And we see the end of Finn Balor and Judgment Day. We got all that and so much more tonight on a brand new episode of Off the Mat, your new wrestling obsession. Welcome in, everyone. Thank you so much for checking us out. As always with me here, I have Dom Tober and Sticks. Boys, how are we doing this fine Wednesday evening? Special edition this week. Because
we are doing well.
Like he's got a life.
We're doing well. I'm
right.
kind of confused. I'm so used to doing Thursday nights. Wednesday sometimes throws me off, but hey, it's great. It's great.
Sticks decided he wanted to pretend like he's got a life this week. So
hey, listen, that's okay. We all have to go through sometimes doing that, But it's always good. It's great, man. Listen, either way, we get to talk about wrestling. There's a lot happening in the world of the square circle. So definitely
some good things. I hope turn better things.
Well,
if you ask me.
We all know that the down point is that the viewership is down because of the blocking of the shows and bars and stuff like that, and they got to do something. They really have to do something. You can't think that people are going to pay the money they want to pay for the tickets, and then sit back and watch it on TV. You'd rather watch it on TV. And then you're going to block them from watching the pay-per-view on TV? Come on, man. The PLEs?
Well, I guess the problem is people are paying. Somebody's paying for these tickets, or they're just paying them out on the sidewalk like coupons.
I just looked at a post. Somebody posted something. They had a ticket in their hand. WrestleMania mid-tier. They had the middle of the thing, and it was saying freaking like $7,000, dude. Who wants to listen? Going to Vegas. You're going to spend $7,000 on a ticket, and I don't even know if it's for both nights. You can either go 1 or 2 nights, pay for the hotel, and then it's just it's unreal and not fair to the families of the people that want to go see wrestling. But
I don't disagree.
But there's a lot of craziness going on in the entertainment itself, with the wrestlers and stuff like that. Where we're seeing, we might be seeing some significant change finally. Like I said, Finn Balor is no longer part of the Judgment Day. That's great. So that means the Demon might be coming back very soon.
Possibly.
We have that, and you got Punk refusing to apologize. Are we going to get other members of Roman's family telling him to apologize and attacking him? Are we going to see a resurgence of some kind of a bloodline type of a thing, even though it's not may not be the bloodline, but something that needs to that might transpire over the course
you
of the
sure have high hopes, Dom, because I can tell you exactly what WWE is doing with the Usos. The Usos
are going to fight. I know.
Are not fighting anyone. The Usos are Roman Reigns light. The Usos are only there to carry the feud between Punk and Roman Reigns, to be mouthpieces for Roman Reigns, because he's not going to be there.
I know
he's going to be here next week, and then he'll be gone for another 2 weeks, and then he'll be back, and they'll be gone again. So that's all the Usos are. The Usos are just going to be that mouthpiece to help carry this feud into WrestleMania. Yeah. Now, could they work an angle like you were saying before the show where the Usos turn on Roman Reigns? Sure, they absolutely could. But I think the Usos' destiny is to face Logan Paul and Austin Theory at Mania for the tag team titles, and they're going to lose. And they're going to just carry this feud with Punk and carry the Roman Punk feud right up to WrestleMania, because Roman can't bother to show up during WrestleMania season. We are all hands on deck. WrestleMania season should be all hands on deck. There should be no such thing as a part-timer during from Royal Rumble till WrestleMania. There should be no such thing as a part-timer.
You're right. You know,
Especially if that person had won the Royal Rumble and main eventing WrestleMania.
See, that's the problem. You know, that's the big problem. When Roman Reigns was champion for 3 years, he held those belts hostage. He wasn't on the show half the damn times. He was out for weeks at a time. And then they had to carry the other parts of the members of the bloodline, carried the, you know, Sami Zayn helped that whole feud go through. You know, it had the funny moments and people were tuned in no matter what. But you're right. You win the Royal Rumble, you should be there week after week.
There should be no, again, part-timers from Royal Rumble till WrestleMania.
No.
Plain and simple. You know what your schedule is every year. WWE has a set schedule. You know Royal Rumble is going to be in January sometime, and WrestleMania is going to be in April sometime. So between there, you got to make sure your schedule is either workable or you're not booking other things at that point in time. Because not only do we not showing up, we have other people that are part-timers sitting here saying that they don't want to lose. You have Brock Lesnar sitting here saying, I don't want to job out to Oba Femi, if you believe sources that are putting this stuff out there. Because apparently, according to PWInsider, Lesnar is refusing to job out his final matches to Oba Femi until WrestleMania. He doesn't want to lose or until SummerSlam. He doesn't. If he's going to retire this year, he doesn't want to lose again until SummerSlam.
Well, you know, is that being selfish, or that's just being that the fact is that go out and lose the last match to Gunther? Of course, you know Gunther's going to fight him. You know, I would still book Oba Femi versus Lesnar, but this double disqualification, double count out, you know, definitely have something like that. And it still keeps Oba Femi strong. It still keeps him undefeated. It's just the fact is that there's disqualification or there's a count out, you know, that they fight all around the friggin' ring. They get counted out. Yeah. Then they have you could have a couple of matches.
You could have Oba Femi. You could have, you know, Rusev attack Oba Femi.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know. I don't like that we're playing this. Like, what is this? Everyone's going to get this John Cena retirement tour. Just, we're going to announce your dates that you're going to show up to work type situation here.
You know, it's just the way.
Even that isn't a given. That isn't a given. Lesnar came out that 1 week to announce this whole fight me match at
well, he's going to come out. He's coming out Monday, so he's going to be on Monday.
It was supposed to come out every week.
So this Monday coming up is going to be a big show. You have Roman Reigns, and you're going to have Brock Lesnar on the show. So look, if he's going to call out the person that's going to fight him is probably going to come out.
I don't think we're going to know that person until the last week of.
I don't think we know that person until WrestleMania because they don't.
I don't think so. I think they're gonna expose it. They're not gonna wait. You know, too many friggin' mysteries. You still got to find out who the attacker was on friggin' Jey Uso, which one day he was beat up and that was it. And friggin' Jacob Fatu.
That's so far behind. I don't think they don't care.
100% already confirmed to be Drew McIntyre.
All right.
With Cody winning the title on Friday night, it's Drew McIntyre.
All right, let me ask you a question now. Think about this. There's something that I was thinking about. You know, it's kind of a oddity if you really think about it. You have four faces fighting each other. Nobody is a heel. Someone's going to turn to a heel. You got to think about it. You know, Randy Orton has already been heel. Freaking Roman Reigns, he's still so-and-so. Freaking Punk,
he's a heel. Come on.
And the only person that's not that wasn't a heel was Cody Rhodes. That makes the best sense of turning him heel. But you have four faces fighting each other, which that's kind of an oddity if you really think about it.
I don't consider Roman Reigns
playing a tweener right now. Punk is playing. If you go off his promo on Monday night, this Monday night, especially with the "I'm sorry" stuff. He's playing the tweener, the Austin role in that feud with Roman. He's the tweener where Roman is looked at as carrying that good guy persona. Punk is not technically heel, but he's not technically face either.
No, and Randy Orton is like, I was saying, I know we had a talk in the chat about Cody and Sami Zayn,
right,
and Randy Orton about who could be the possibly the guy that attacked in the back. Well, if you say Drew McIntyre, but it's kind of odd because it's kind of like a whack because you were expecting something better, that Drew McIntyre attacked Oba Femi and then Oba Femi's going to fight, and then Drew McIntyre, he's going to lose WrestleMania because he's going to the film Highlander.
Wait, where are you getting Oba Femi from?
No, not Femi. I mean Jacob Fatu.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, my mistake. That McIntyre is going to definitely lose because he's headed off to the film and be out for a while. When he comes back, I think they're going to make McIntyre a babyface when he comes back.
Apparently, according to his agent, he's not going to miss any time with filming the Highlander, whatever that
Yeah. Okay.
Whatever the case may be. They only, I don't know if you believe the reports. The only reason that Cody Rhodes lost that title to Drew McIntyre in the first place was because they couldn't have Drew McIntyre. You lose all momentum with Drew McIntyre, having him lose to Cody Rhodes again in that three stages of hell match.
True.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I said before, they were never going to let Drew McIntyre go into WrestleMania as champion. It wasn't going to happen.
True. That's true.
Drew versus Fatu was always the play. Some injuries, changed things, but that was always the play, was Drew not being the champion. It was Drew versus Fatu at Mania. You're going to get Ilya Dragunov versus Carmelo Hayes for the Intercontinental Championship.
Yep.
You're going to get Sami Zayn and Trick Williams probably.
Yep.
Oba Femi versus Brock Lesnar. And I don't think they tell us Oba Femi's going to... I think it's going to be like Randy Orton last year. Brock's going to be standing there with his ass in the middle of the ring at Mania, begging for his opponent. And that's when Oba Femi's going to come out. And I don't even know if it'll be a squat. Maybe it doesn't even... Maybe it's a match that never even starts, because if Lesnar's refusing to lose to Oba Femi, maybe they just have it be a match where they, like the Austin Kevin Owens match a few years ago, where it never even starts and they just fight through the crowd. There's never an official
and then you have like you said, Rusev can interfere, and that's it. And then you take it away, because I think the Rusev and figured Oba Femi thing is not finished. That's definitely gonna go on.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
No, that's
so, you're right. Hey, listen, you want the surprise element. I'm just tired of the surprise elements, man. It gets to a point where it gets, enough's enough. And then we had the Russell Ghul Liam Neeson scene with Seth Rollins with all the masked men.
Oh, dude, the Benny
Hill.
Horrible. Like, I can't be the only one that when I saw that, I thought I heard us.
Oh, but then they showed that scene. I sent it to the chat. It was the scene with Batman.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so
then they had the one fat masked man that clearly was not Seth Rollins.
I know, but you know what? Hey, Matt, I actually definitely agree with you what you said in the chat.
Which was
my theory is that they're going to keep doing this masked man angle with all these multiple masked men, and then probably the week before Mania, maybe 2 weeks before Mania, Seth's going to be doing it, and he's going to think that he's safe because he's wrapped around by all these masked men, and then he's just going to get speared out of nowhere, and one of the men's going to unmask, and it's going to be Braun Breaker, setting up Braun Breaker versus Braun Breaker versus Seth Rollins at WrestleMania.
Okay,
they're going to use it to their advantage. Although we sit here and talk about the masked man. Apparently, a member of the Vision, Logan Paul, is sick of the masked man angle as well. And where he's come out on his Impulsive podcast and announced and basically talked about his frustrations with WWE, saying that he's tired of this angle already and that they need to move on from it.
And hey, look, they're gonna play with that until WrestleMania. I think the masked man thing is going to go to at least left WrestleMania. After Braun Breaker comes back and does that, I think that's it with the masked men. But did you catch the second Chris Jericho reference with the Usos and CM Punk when CM Punk turned around and talked about the learning tree?
No, I didn't.
Yeah. So he mentioned the learning tree. So you had 2 Chris Jericho in the last 2 weeks.
Yep. 3,
Are we
really.
going to have Chris Jericho attack CM Punk at WrestleMania if he does come at WrestleMania and have that after? Because we know Roman Reigns ain't going to win. He's not winning the belt. There's going to something. The Usos are going to probably turn on him and make him lose, and then we'll get the Chris Jericho moment at the end of WrestleMania, attack CM Punk, and that's how WrestleMania ends. And then we're going to get the Monday going to Monday night. We'll find out what's going on. But yeah. So the second Chris Jericho.
Do you bring Jericho back at Mania, or do you bring him back to Raw after Mania?
Maybe
I bring him back at Mania.
Just usually the Raw after Mania is the most wildest. So if you throw Chris Jericho, that could blow the roof off of things. You're right. I think you're right. The Monday night after Mania would definitely be the if he does come back.
Why wouldn't you bring him back at Mania though? Mania's your headline show.
No, I know, but you have your matches. So Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania is always the wildest.
But you wouldn't have him come back at WrestleMania to have a match. He would come back to interject himself in something. And then on Monday Night Raw, he shows up.
Next week, Monday.
Because it's in the same town, I think.
If CM Punk mentions anything that's a reference to Chris Jericho, then you know he's coming back. Yeah, because
I think
we already know he's coming back.
The Raw after Mania, because you have Punk beat Roman.
Yep.
And then he's in the middle of the ring and he says, listen, I've beaten Braun Breaker. I'm moving on. I've beaten Seth Rollins. I'm moving on. I've beaten Roman Reigns. I'm moving on. And he's like, I've beaten Finn Balor. I'm moving on. If anyone else back there wants some and wants to step up to the plate, let's do it. And then all of a sudden you hear doon, 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 doon. You hear Judas start playing and out comes Chris Jericho.
Either that or break the walls.
Or
break the walls down. You get the countdown.
Or WWE is doing the split, so maybe they do the countdown, and when it hits 0, it cuts into
Judas. The countdown and it breaks down. When it gets down, instead of break the walls, the Judas starts playing the song.
That'd be cool.
But you know what? Because also Danhausen has mentioned, recently, he goes, he calls Chris Jericho Judas. Judas Jericho, and they're like, why? Because Judas is one of the songs from his band. So there's just a lot of references. I mean, even though off television, this and that, there's just stuff going. I think Monday night after friggin' Mania, you're gonna have the roof. It's gonna be one of the wildest ones. The roof's it's like loud, obnoxious, and it's just like everything is friggin' above frequency. It's like the frequency is so damn high. You fucking dogs can hear that shit because it's so damn. It's just a great time after Mania. That's
Pepsi Phil.
Pepsi Phil. I
like Danhausen, man. He's been a nice breath of fresh air. I mean, he got a raw break on his debut, but
he was in the middle of the ring on commercial break, throwing T-shirts out, and they didn't show it.
Did you see that though? He had like 5 T-shirts. He threw it out all at once.
I know. Yeah.
And he said, you can find the rest of them on WWEshop.com.
Speaking of the original, what happened to the original Grande Americano, man? He fucking got cursed and he disappeared.
You didn't even see him again. Didn't see him again.
WWE is playing into that cursed angle, huh? They're officially doing better than AEW because they're making the curse mean something, right?
Yeah.
You don't have that time. He goes, scram. I don't have time. Vámonos. You get out of here. Oh, you telling me to get out of here? You big curse.
It's a great shtick, and WWE is working it.
And you know what? He's actually getting over with the crowd, man. I think the crowd was just upset the fact that he was in the box. I think they liked the character.
I think they were just let down because they were expecting Jericho.
I know. Don't respect the other stuff.
That's the nuts and bolts of it. They got let down. They got Danhausen.
That's
not that there's anything wrong with Danhausen, but that's not who they wanted.
Yeah, listen, everyone thought it was going to be Chris Jericho, and we as wrestling fans built ourselves up for just the giant letdown. And when it came, it was like, oh, all right, well, fuck, you know.
Listen, we're going to be getting new members of the Vision come after WrestleMania. Ethan Page and figure Ricky Saints.
And not only do we need to get new members of the Vision, who are we going to get as a new member of the Judgment Day?
That's true too. Hey, how about we get Karrion Kross? Because remember, Karrion Kross had that thing with Dirty Dom. Remember that time? Remember I was saying about the Karrion Kross? There was like a rumor going on. Karrion Kross could become the new leader of the Judgment Day. I think that would work.
Yeah. I don't necessarily know that I want to see Karrion Kross in the Judgment Day. I'd rather see him be a member of the Vision over Judgment Day. I mean, I'm kind of tired.
Him in the Vision, I can see.
Growing tired of the Judgment Day, but
when Roxanne comes back, you think Roxanne's going to take Finn Balor's side? Do with Finn Balor?
No,
No,
I don't think so.
Why would she?
Because Finn Balor was the one that brought her when Liv was out. He was the one that brought her in. So I don't know.
Yeah,
Dirty Dom is the only original member of the Judgment Day. Everybody else is gone.
Only one left.
So you get Dirty Dom versus Finn Balor, Demon Balor, WrestleMania.
I want to ask you guys this. Story came out. So there's some pretty wild accusations being thrown around by, it just seems like, two people in the middle of the industry that are just like to be absolute fucking shit stirrers, pot stirrers. Jonathan Coachman.
Oh, yeah.
And
Russo?
Vince Russo, yes. For the Coach and the Bro show. They have this wild accusation being thrown around that they're accusing WWE of using and abusing Pat McAfee.
Who? What?
They are accusing WWE of using and abusing Pat McAfee.
Using and abusing Pat McAfee. Okay.
So the accusation is that during a recent episode of the Coach and the Bro, Coachman claimed that he thinks that WWE has been using and abusing Pat McAfee by putting anybody on his show. The former commentator said that they only brought him in to commentate and to be part of WWE to appease him so they could readily put superstars on his ESPN program anytime he wanted, because he has such a wildly popular sports podcast or show during the day. And Coachman says, and I quote, "I've been very transparent and real with you. I think that they were using him and abusing him. And what I mean by that is they were throwing anybody and everybody on his show. Like if they needed to promote something, let's go on Pat McAfee because he has the top rated show in America during the day. I also have some inside information that they would go on the road and they would not offer to do this or this or this, Vince Russo. The least that you can do is pay production costs." So he's saying that WWE is not offering them any sort of compensation, any sort of flights. Like they're saying that Pat McAfee had to book his own personal flights from Raw back to Indianapolis to do his show. They weren't offering him, like when he goes on the show with his ESPN show, ESPN production puts everything together. They book the venues for him and they give him the sets and all that. And that WWE was not offering to do any of that, not offering to help with any of that. And especially like when the couple times when he had Raw that night, so he would go on location to Raw where the rest of them would still be in studio in Indianapolis. McAfee would be from wherever Raw was going to be that night. They weren't helping him with production on that. And so they said the least you could do is pay production costs. And they've never, even though they've never paid an announcer a big salary.
Well, did Pat McAfee just come out and say that the WWE is good without him right now? You know,
Yeah, great. So he was asked he was doing a AMA and asked me anything on Instagram Live where he was asked, are you coming back to WWE anytime soon? And Pat said, will I be returning to WWE in the future? I don't think you ever say never. Oh, especially with WWE, but right now it doesn't feel like it's something that is supposed to happen. It feels like the business has kind of passed me by a little bit. I grew up loving it, dreamed of working it, feel honored that I had the opportunity to work alongside the GOAT, Michael Cole, but I feel like the biz is in good spot without me, and I'll continue watching. But there was also that conversation that he had with Nick Khan, where Nick Khan said that Pat McAfee would be back. So I'm kind of wondering what's going on here and if there was some sort of fallout or if McAfee at some point asked for some sort of compensation, like help me with production. And I don't know that that's the case. I'm just going off of what Jonathan Coachman and Vince Russo are saying is that WWE wasn't, from the word that's going around, WWE wasn't offering them any compensation or any kind of like to pay for his private jet or anything like that. I'm not throwing accusations out towards Pat McAfee. I'm not throwing accusations out from WWE. I'm just strictly going on what they were talking about.
So usually Jonathan Coachman and Russo are they've been on a couple of things that actually been true in WWE. You know, about certain things. Didn't freaking Coachman talk about when The Rock, you know, The Rock, when he was coming back, when The Rock had come back on the show or something like that, that Triple H had the internal thing with TKO and The Rock, a whole bunch of different things. He's throws a lot of things out there. Some of the stuff is legit, you know, but it is kind of odd that McAfee hasn't been back. You know what I'm saying? You know, he was supposed to come back and he didn't. So you can't tell me he had a busy schedule because he has that time before college game day. That a couple of months before college comes to do, and he didn't come back. So there could be some legitimacy to the story, something that could be that WWE. Let me tell you something. I would not put it past the WWE for the things that they're doing, freaking raising prices of tickets, freaking blocking people from freaking goddamn watching shows because they got poor ticket sales. So you know what? I actually, I think I believe it. I do. I really think I believe it because the WWE right now, corporation, I would not be surprised. Yeah. You know, it's that's my opinion. My opinion. You know, I could be wrong, and like I said, I just put it out there saying because the way they're doing things and running things, I wouldn't be surprised that it actually is true.
I'm sure there's some validity to what they're saying and what's going on over there. And like you said, never say never, and that's the true thing to say because when they in one hand they don't want to spend money, but on the second hand, when they want you to come back, they're going to spend the money to have you come in.
They don't want to spend money, but they want you to pocket money for lame ass shows. Give us the wrestlers we want to see, and make the storylines great, and freaking give us something that the money is worth it. Give us something that to make that money, that earn that friggin' couple of $1,000 to go see a pay-per-view.
The shows need to be worth it to go. Just going for the experience is not what you're paying the money for. You still want to have a good time and enjoy the show. Yes. Oh, hey, I got to go to a WWE show. Well, how was the show? Not great, but I went. You know, what kind of a reaction is that you want? You don't want that reaction.
You know, but you see what's going on. Is it negativity throughout the entire organization is going on. Oba Femi took a picture with that girl, and she got upset because he didn't do a pose and caused negativity.
That was her own fault.
I know.
That's her own fault for having high expectations.
And that's the problem with the wrestling fan is that these people are not trained monkeys.
No, they're not.
And I think that's the difference between people like us who are wrestling fans who are used to going to conventions because we're also comic book fans and pop culture fans. So we're used to going to conventions versus the normie who's a wrestling fan that only goes to a wrestling convention like that. Like these people are not trained monkeys. They're not going to sit here and do what you want. You can ask when you pay for that photo, okay, would you be willing to do this post? But they can politely decline. They have that option to decline that. It's just because you're paying them. And a lot of people have the mentality of, well, I'm paying you, so you need to do it. No, it's not like that.
It's like celebrities too. Like when I go to celebrities, when I get autographs, I take, mind you, you pay for a selfie, I don't mind paying the selfie, but say if I ask like somebody to do a shout out for Renovision, or do a shout out for my brother Geekstronomy, or a shout out Dom Tober, they may feel like they don't want to do that, and I can't force them to do that. No. I can't force them to say what they don't want to say. I should be just happy to get the autograph. I got the selfie and move along. Look, at the end of the day, this is it's all about money, and it's all about they see thousands of fans, thousands of people along the way. It's tiring, and then all the traveling. Some of these guys, why do you think all the problems with the approaching them at airports and all these things that are going on? They're exhausted, and people are just friggin' assholes.
There's a lot to that point. There's a lot of times you hear the wrestlers, they say, "Listen, I'm at the airport or wherever. I'm with my family, or I'm, this is my time away from that shtick that I've been doing. Don't, if it's a small child, that's one thing. If it's a small child, they don't know any better.
Well, like with Paul Heyman,
a grown-ass adult coming up to you, you're Roman Reigns or you're whoever, and pose with me for a picture and you're signing this bullshit.
Hey, look,
send them packing. Go home.
The kids look at these wrestlers as superheroes. It's just the adults.
That's what I'm saying. The kid, if a kid comes up to you, you don't say no to. You shouldn't be saying no to a small child unless you think that small child is being coerced by the older adult.
But all said and done, the whole thing with McAfee is, yes, he has the #1 podcast on ESPN. He's a popular guy, and you know what? And listen, and ESPN, are partners. They have a deal with WWE, so. I also think it falls on ESPN too as well. WWE is partners with has a partnership with ESPN. ESPN, that's your main man. Mm-hmm. You should put some money up front if he's gonna work with the WWE for a little bit and do some friggin' some commentary. You can take care of things too. Maybe WWE is like, listen, you go half. WWE is a greedy organization, man. But you don't know. Like, you don't know. There's 3 sides of the whole story. You don't know what the real story is. But
here's why I'm going to tell you that ESPN doesn't have or shouldn't have to put money towards McAfee. They just paid WWE $10 chilzillion for the product on their platform, and they're still crunching the numbers going, we're not even making 10 cents on the dollar here. We're not going to make our money back.
It makes no sense.
There's no way they're making their money back.
They're not even allowing writers to give letter grades to WWE PLEs in reviews anymore.
Well, I mean, the truth hurts, as my mother used to say.
I don't think it's ESPN's responsibility to foot the bill for McAfee for his travel or anything like that. It should be WWE's. Now, I don't know how the contracts for ring announcers and commentary work. I don't know if commentary are considered employees or if commentary are considered independent contractors like the wrestlers themselves. So I don't know how all that works, but if McAfee is going to the PLE to commentate, okay, well then I think ESPN should, between WWE and ESPN, somebody should be helping him out with that, travel, giving him production stuff to do his show from there on Monday. But now it's not even really a problem because most PLEs are on Saturday versus Sunday. And I just, I don't think it's WWE's responsibility to do anything, or not WWE, but it's not ESPN's responsibility to do anything because he's doing it for WWE. I think if it was a PLE, then we're talking more ESPN territory. But that's just me. I don't know the ins and outs of how all that works.
But like I'm saying, ESPN paid WWE for their product.
Oh yeah, they're definitely not getting return on investment.
Their product. If McAfee's going to be working for WWE on their product should be paying for him doing whatever it is he's doing. If he's promoting for ESPN there's should foot the bill.
Or you know what?
Promoting for WWE should be footing the bill. I mean, there's two different things. I mean, there's two different companies in play.
You know why? You know who should be paying? ESPN shouldn't pay. WWE shouldn't pay. Michael Cole, because he's a GOAT. He should pay.
Michael Cole.
Michael Cole.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't understand why. I know they're doing the first hour of WrestleMania on ESPN on TV. I don't know why they're not doing the whole thing on there. Why wouldn't you just do both nights of WrestleMania on TV for people to watch? Especially because they're already getting sued over it. They're getting sued. They're in like 3 lawsuits right now, potentially 4. They're in the Janelle Grant lawsuit. Yep. They're in the Ring Boy lawsuit. And they're in the lawsuit now from investors because of the TKO deal, saying that investors are saying, or stockholders are saying they lost out a shit ton of money because TKO pretty much just absorbed WWE. There wasn't a sale like there was supposed to be. So since there was a merger, they didn't get paid out. And they're not happy about that. So they're suing WWE for that. And I believe from what I just heard listening to I think it's Steven Richards, that potentially there's a 4th lawsuit coming from WWE from fans who were promised that they would be part of their cable provider and providers and things like that would be part of this ESPN deal, and then they're not, are not happy about it either. Like me, I have YouTube TV, love YouTube TV. I have ESPN through YouTube TV. I have Hulu. I have Disney. I refuse to pay twice for ESPN just to watch WWE. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to pay twice to Disney. Well, really more than that, because I pay for Hulu, I pay for Disney Plus. So I'm not going to pay 4 times for it because I pay YouTube TV. I already pay for ESPN through YouTube TV. I'm not going to pay Disney again for the ESPN app. I'm just not going to do it.
Not going to do it.
Yeah. Listen, but like for me, I got the whole bundle package through my Verizon account. And when it came time for me to decide whether or not I was going to take the ESPN package, it ended up only being $10 more on my bundle wrap and the bundle deal. So I mean, I don't know.
Right, but
I think it's different prices for everybody. So that's a problem in and of itself.
Do you pay for like TV?
So I get
like,
Disney Plus,
cable or streaming services, or well, I mean, you have Disney Plus, but like, do you have like Sling? Do you have like Comcast?
No, I don't have anything like that, man. No,
yeah, you just pay for streaming apps, right?
I just pay for streaming apps.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do have a cable provider, but I'm not going to pay them for the money that they want either.
I'm assuming your cable provider is just providing you internet.
Correct.
Yeah. And you're not paying for like TV and all that through them.
Right.
Yeah. And so that's what I do too, but I'm doing it through YouTube TV, and I'm just not going to pay an additional $30 a month.
$30, that's crazy.
Yeah, an additional $30 a fucking month for something I already pay almost $100 for.
And so, truth be told, it's not worth $30 a month.
No, and it's really not.
Barely worth $10 a month. Quite
you don't
frankly,
get any real.
$10
the only NFL games you get is Monday night games. You know, you don't really ever get very many hockey. Like all sports are on other channels other than ESPN,
which makes no sense.
I mean, yeah.
Hey, look, baseball is going to be on Netflix. You got baseball starting. Yankees going to start on Netflix this year.
Yeah, the Yankees are going to be on Netflix. That's great.
It makes no difference.
Who cares
No,
about
but,
Netflix is branching out.
Because they lost that deal with the Warner Brothers. Yeah, I got a feeling Netflix is gonna try to purchase
I think that's
Disney,
up in the air.
either Disney down the road, or Apple. Apple's gonna try to purchase either Disney or Netflix to try to purchase Disney down the road. Because
it's all gonna be one thing again. It's gonna be like cable all over again. So it's not gonna matter.
Yeah, might as well just go back to the cable,
Yeah.
the whole cable model, because that's all streaming services becoming.
But,
Streaming services is just that a la carte
speaking
cable
about
model we've been hearing
streaming
about
services platforms, did you see the thing with AEW?
Oh, they have their own.
Trying to start their own streaming platform.
That they have 3
Yes.
different tiers. You pay like $40-something. I think it was $40-something, and the last one's like $119 for like pay.
What?
It's like, hey, listen, you know what?
They
Good
get
luck
you.
with that.
They better have at $119 to watch the AEW product. It better come with like 50% off coupon for like your go to see them live.
Yeah, it's
I don't
right.
know.
I got it. It says breaking news. It goes here. So for $7.99 a month, you watch AEW's Fast Channel, AEW Podcast, AEW Dynamite Collision Live, Ring of Honor TV, Ring of Honor Live pay-per-views, and AEW TV archives. For $19.99 a month, you watch AEW Fast Channel, AEW Podcast, one AEW pay-per-view a month, AEW Dynamite Collision Live, Ring of Honor TV, Ring of Honor Live pay-per-views, AEW TV archive, and select pay-per-view archives. And then the last tier, $119.99 a year, watch AEW Fast Channel, AEW Podcast, all of 2026 AEW pay-per-views, AEW Dynamite and Collision Live, Ring of Honor TV, Ring of Honor Live pay-per-views, AEW TV archives, and select pay-per-view archives.
So AEW is just 15 to 20 years behind because it just sounds like the WWE network.
I know.
For way too much money.
$10 for everything.
Yeah. I don't know if you saw the article, Dom, that came after that one that said that they added on to that $119 tier that Tony Storm will come over and rub your back for you.
Oh, damn.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But I think Matt wants Charlie. You know what I'm saying?
Charlie.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
I love me some Dakota Kai. I'm so excited that she re-debuted, and I've seen some of the highlights from her match with Chris Statlander online. So good, so good.
What was it called? It was called.
But is it even available in the States or just international? Because everything I'm seeing says that it's international. AEW launches its international streaming platform, My AEW, in March.
Certain features include AEW pay-per-views are only available outside US and Canada.
Yeah,
but the AEW Fast channels are available
outside North America. Everything outside North America.
Yeah, it's all
$7.99 a month.
That's a lot of money for outside North America.
And $19.99 a month, or $199 a month for full access, including.
Hey, Minty.
Minty says, in my opinion, if Lesnar does not want to be scheduled to lose until retirement, WWE should have him face lower to mid card and have him his retirement match against Gunther, then have Femi defeat Gunther.
I think that's going to happen down the road. I think Femi is going to be the destroyer of Gunther down the road. I think they're going to build that up. I think that's going to be the end game for Gunther's rise to power, Oba Femi. So,
it's not that far till SummerSlam, but
no, not really.
I understand. Look, it helps Gunther in every way, shape, or form. If you just have Brock Lesnar going through and continue just to tear ass through everybody and not be beaten until Gunther, like I said, you can do Oba Femi, Brock Lesnar, and have him throw hands. Just never have the match start.
Yeah.
If the match never starts and they have to be broken up, or Brock Lesnar puts Oba Femi through a table or whatever, if the match never officially starts, he can't have a loss on his record. So you can do that at Mania, get that over with, and just plow forward until the Gunther match, have him finally lose against Gunther. Where else is he going to wrestle between now and between WrestleMania and SummerSlam? He's probably not.
Yeah.
You know, like, are you going to have him wrestle on a fucking Saturday Night Main Event in May? You're going to have him wrestle in Backlash?
You see, they missed the opportunity with Gunther staring down.
He'll probably wrestle a Saudi show, but with what's going on overseas, and who even knows if they're going to do a Saudi show? Because it's not safe.
They might have to back out of the WrestleMania next year if this continues. So we don't know, but
that's going to be. Let's see what goes on. We also got Royal Rumble, right?
Well, Royal Rumble's back in the States next year.
Next year. Royal Rumble next year. Back in the States, but next year's WrestleMania. But my thing is that they missed the opportunity with Gunther staring Lesnar down in the Royal Rumble. That would have been the event right there to see that happen, and to open up just to start, just a stare down for something to come. Or unless you have Gunther coming back up the ramp and Lesnar's coming down the ramp and they look at each other or something like that, and Gunther like laughs. The stupid laugh of his,
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. Like I said, SummerSlam. SummerSlam's closer than you think, man. It's freaking these months go by quick, man. So before you know it. But
apparently, too, CM Punk cut another pipe bomb promo after Raw went off the air. There's been glimpses of it released on WWE social medias. It's apparently for the WWE 2K26 release.
Really?
Oh,
calling out Roman Reigns ahead of it. I sent it to you, Dom. I'm not sure if you watched it.
Did I get it?
Yeah, he says he's sitting there like he was in the pipe bomb promo and he's holding the world.
Oh yeah. I saw that. You said me. Yeah, I see that.
He says in the promo, he says, "I have a lot of things I want to get off my chest. I'm the best in the world, and I am the best wrestler in the world. I've been the best since day one. I walked into this company, and I was hated and vilified for it. Paul Heyman saw something in me that nobody else wanted to admit. That's right. I was a Paul Heyman guy. Emphasis on was. You know who else was a Paul Heyman guy? Roman Reigns. But the biggest difference between Roman Reigns and me is that I'm the world heavyweight champion. The only thing that's real in me is the fact that day in and day out, I have proven to the world that I am the best in the ring, on the microphone, and even at commentary. Nobody can touch me. I'm on your lovely little collector's cups. I'm on the cover of your programs. I'm on the posters for WrestleMania. I'm on WWE 2K26 cover athlete, as I should be. I am no longer silent. You all have to acknowledge me. I am the best in the world, and the show never stops." I wish they would have showed that on. I wish they would have had that on Raw. That would have been awesome.
That would have been. Maybe they'll have it this week. Well, this week, poor Larry's going to be freaking humiliated by Roman Reigns. You got to dig up the ashes. Remember I said last week when I said that he dug up the ashes. He goes, "You and your wife have no kids. Thank God we don't need that crisis in the world. The CM Punk kid. Here's your Larry. The only thing that was real to you is dead."
Do you think WWE goes there? How much backlash do you think if they attack a dead dog?
No, listen.
Wait. What if Roman came out and he beat down Punk and then pulled out an urn that had Larry's ash on and dumped it? Yeah.
You know what? Because that also, remember, CM Punk sits there with Roman Reigns and goes, "Let's try to make this the best promo we can." The best thing. And they sit there. So when you use your real life stuff in your promos for the entertainment, that's where it hits hard. And you probably discuss it. Like, come on, you don't think he said about his father? You don't think he sat there with Roman Reigns to talk about that? So Roman Reigns goes, "You really want to get the crowd crazy and get things stirred up? Just tell me to bury me next to my dad." That's kind of a controversy. Like I said, and it works because you have Zilla has his podcast. He's watching Raw live, and then he's reacting, and then you got the Usos, and you know that Solo Sikoa is definitely there's gonna be a promo, and Solo Sikoa is gonna probably mention something about CM Punk, maybe in in SmackDown Friday night. So you get it going, and I got a feeling I would not be surprised you're gonna get like some fake ashes, like it's Larry the dog, and throw it on CM Punk and beat the shit out of him.
That's a bit too far.
Dude, if they do that. That really is crazy.
But that's what Pete and I was talking about. Is that's kind of what WWE needs right now. I think they need to steer into this more real life, blur the lines between kayfabe and real life through social media, through other platforms. Like we were talking about back in the day with the Attitude Era, when you would have fights break out in airports. The Austin, that's like the most memorable stuff. The Austin McMahon stuff in the hospital room. The Austin
hit them with a bedpan.
And Pillman. The Austin and Pillman thing.
Austin and Pillman. Austin and Booker T in the supermarket. Like
that was great. You need to go back.
That's what Unreal should be like. Unreal, the way it is now, is hurting the business. I would love to see them blur the lines between kayfabe, where in this Punk Roman feud, like you see the Usos, for instance, beat down Punk, right? And the Usos are leaving the building, and you get a WWE social media blurb where it shows the Usos on traveling to their next town. They stop for gas, and as Jimmy Uso's paying for gas, Punk beats down Jey Uso. Punk appears from the back seat and beats down Jey Uso, and then he throws him out of the car and he steals their car and takes off. Like, it just continue it outside. Like, build that kayfabe, build the in between stuff, not just in the ring. Like,
people like that.
Tell the story, continue it going.
Like, also have can we see him Punk be out with AJ and get jumped with AJ? Shit like that, real life. Like, you're on a date night, they go out, they're talking, and they get jumped in like a restaurant. Yeah, stuff like that. That used to be part of wrestle. That's what part of the sports entertainment was. They used to do things. The supermarket thing with Austin was always great. It was great. You got to have stuff like that again. And that's what they're missing. They're missing that entertainment part. Like coming back in the day when Stone Cold won the Intercontinental Championship and threw it in the river. The next day, The Rock had that, jumped in the river and got it. And then became the People's Champ. See, stuff like that. You need crazy stuff like that. To get the attention of people. Like I understand that the crowd today is not the crowd like us growing up. That we enjoyed that. They want to make things simpler for the people today, and that's what's wrong with society. You're making things too simple for people to freaking take in, because people don't have the mindset to sit there and watch a 3-hour show. So if you simplify things, it makes it easy to consume, and that's what I think WWE is doing. They try to simplify situations and things, and that's what everything is getting simplified.
But you blur the lines though, because you could be like just an average Joe Schmo, and he's like, "Oh, dude, I was just at Buc-ee's on I-62, and I saw CM Punk beat the hell out of Jey Uso and then steal his car. Man, what is going on?" Like, you get that interest, you get that excitement going again, and it blurs the line, and it takes it outside of just the business, and it really brings interest back into the product. And then you're like, oh man, because so much of the stuff you find out about online and videos start circulating, you're, oh man, I can't wait to watch Raw Monday night, because you got to see what happens after CM Punk beats down Jey Uso and leaves him laying on the side of the road.
When they had three things, they had Sunday Night Heat, they had SmackDown, they had Raw, and they used to have the lower end cards on Sunday Night Heat, but once in a while they would have part of the story that they had going from SmackDown and Raw in Sunday Night Heat that you have to watch, and they should do something like that. Like, you know what? Not even have a wrestling thing. Have a show like Unreal, like you're talking about Unreal, but make it where it's part of the thing where it's outside the ring, not just in the ring. It's like the story, like you make it like a half hour, an hour, and you make it like a story like outside your real life, and they've been fighting, they've been going back and forth, and they're showing Punk can't even go. Someone's trying to break into the house. Who is it? I don't know. It's like Punk gets beat up. Next day he shows up Raw because you're coming into my house, attacking me in my, shit like, definitely make a story.
Yeah,
like they like this feud. They can actually make this feud really great if they do it right. But the whole thing is that Roman Reigns is not available 99.9% of the time.
Right.
And that's the problem. Like I understand. First, I thought it was his leukemia. That's why understand that he can't wrestle because of that. But he's doing projects outside wrestling. He's getting into Hollywood. He's getting into like different things, different media sets. So that's why he's not wrestling as much. On top of the fact that he's taking medicine for leukemia and stuff like that. But it's still,
Well, like they most recently kind of did that with the Jelly Roll Randy Orton stuff, where Jelly Roll was hosting, was it Jimmy Kimmel, and Randy Orton was his guest, and Logan Paul came out and he put Logan Paul through a table on Jimmy Kimmel. Like that was cool. Like that was exciting stuff. Like they need to get back to kind of stuff like that. Like when The Rock hosted Saturday Night Live and Triple H and all them showed up. Like that's the kind of stuff they need to get back to keep this interesting. Because their storylines just from week to week just aren't doing it. Like they need more. They kind of need a shot in the arm creatively.
Well, look, creatively, it's changing now. They got rid of Road Dogg. They got new people.
Yeah, but he was only part of the problem, man. Like
I know.
And the irony of Road Dogg complaining about he was upset with Creative when he was the head of Creative was like, come on, man. But look, until you get rid of Michael Hayes and
I'll tell you
Barnett,
what, they can't change it overnight. But I think after WrestleMania, you're going to see a lot of changes. After WrestleMania, give or take. WrestleMania is next month.
Sorry, not Jim Cornette, Bruce Pritchard. I apologize.
You get rid of WrestleMania goes by, then you could restart. It's like a brand new season, and you just kickstart something and make things happen. So simple changes, small changes that actually can snowball to something big, and then the road after WrestleMania. Because think about it, WrestleMania is a season finale.
The
season finale.
Don, what could they do after WrestleMania that could get people talking? What do you think they need to do after WrestleMania to get everyone back on board to the creative process? This is your time to mention it. Go ahead. I know you're want to mention
it, Dom. Dom is confused. Dom is lost. Dom does not know what Styx is referencing right
launching it to you, Dom. Dom, they need to bring back the draft. Get the draft after WrestleMania.
Oh, the draft. Well, they did say that this year they were kicking out the draft.
That was
they didn't have a draft.
Throwing that up good.
So next year, year, I think what they're going to do is I think they're going to bring back the draft and have a big thing on ESPN, have like a real life NFL type of draft type of thing on ESPN.
Well, that's the perfect spot for you're dealing with ESPN now. They do the drafts. Do a draft. Do something. Do something that you haven't done in a couple of years now. It's been a couple of years, right? I mean, they didn't do it last year.
Well, they had the draft
maybe the year before, or kind of the year before.
They had it last year. And it was like so. This year, from going into last year, going to now, they didn't have it because of all the injuries and all the things that were going through. And you see Oba Femi's going back and forth. They got friggin', people showing up. You have Logan Paul and friggin' Austin Theory showing up on SmackDown. So there's a lot of crossovers that are going on now. My thing is that you bring back the draft, and only the champions can go back and forth.
Right.
To the challenges. You don't have to stay on Raw to challenge the same person. You can go, and then if SmackDown takes the Intercontinental Championship, you have to go to SmackDown and fight. Wait for the champion there to fight somebody on Raw and try to bring it back.
Speaking of booking and creative, the newest news for a match at WrestleMania is Tiffany Stratton versus Julia for the women's United States Championship. Are you guys interested in that match at all?
Which one?
It's good. Supposedly the new rumor going around is that plans are for Julia versus Tiffany Stratton for the United States Championship at WrestleMania.
Well, the whole fact is it was supposed to be Io Sky. They were talking about Io Sky. But, of course, you get Tiffany Stratton out of the championship, the championship belt picture for the time being and have her win the U.S. championship and have her have that for the time being. Because, look, we all know that as much a lot of people probably won't want to see it, I think Rhea Ripley's winning the belt off of Jay Cargill. You know, she's going to probably take the belt and have it there, and you're going to have other people fight for that belt. You already have a nucleus to fight for that belt. Tiffany Stratton, you need to build up that U.S. championship, that mid-card. And I think Julia is going to definitely start going into the championship picture after the U.S. championship thing. The same thing like with Chelsea Green. Chelsea Green, they're going to start pushing her. They're pushing her to go with the championship thing. So, you know, Intercontinental Champion. You have Becky Lynch, who was a champion for so long. She carried the Intercontinental Championship. Now you have AJ Lee have it. So Tiffany Stratton will actually bring some, you make that mid-card a little bit better. And I still think that you haven't had Julia fight really good match. And I think her fighting Tiffany might be a really good I think that I would love to see her fight Io Sky because that'd be friggin' but I think the Tiffany Stratton thing might be a little bit better part for that. And then hey, look, you had a pretty good gauntlet match. Hey, Ivy Nile, man. Ivy Nile looked great on Monday night. She pinned Io Sky, even though Io Sky got beat up. Just that, but she still pinned. That's something that Rhea Ripley didn't do. She pinned Io. So Ivy Nile might be getting more chances too. She looks good with her hair down instead of pushed back and the stuff like that. She should. She kind of looks like a mini version of Scarlett.
Yeah, I don't know. They have to start doing something for WrestleMania because the newest, as of going live tonight, newest ticket projections are that they've sold about 73 to 74,000 tickets roughly, but that's combined across 2 nights. Night 1 Saturday totals are between 36,200 to 36,900. And night 2, which is Sunday, 36,700 to 37,100. So they're still roughly about not even halfway.
You
capacity.
You bring a friend plus two fruits of purchases, and you get an extra ticket.
Buy one get one free, or buy 2 get 1 free, huh?
No, but see, that's kind of crazy. And then you're shutting down the bars that they can't watch the PLEs. They can't watch it, so it kind of sucks, man. They force you to go to the match.
Yeah, I mean, everyone wants to go to Hooters and watch WWE, right?
You might want to go to Hooters and watch
wherever.
WWE with a washed-up WWE superstar or
puppies,
somebody that you've never seen before. Who wouldn't want to go watch?
Yeah, do a promotion like that. I mean, that's especially if you're in that area. Why would you not want people to have eyes on it? It doesn't, just because they're not paying for a ticket, get out of here.
Look, I look at it this way, man. It's sad. We're at a sad state where we never thought that we would see a day where ticket prices are out through the roof and people have a hard time going to watch these wrestling matches and the stories suck. And even back in the 80s, man, the story was still great. Come on, Jimmy Superfly Snuka hit Roddy Piper hit Jimmy Superfly Snuka with a damn coconut.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, man. You go back to those days, man. It was great. But they're trying everything. There are just so many damn rumors that are floating around. So many rumors that they're going to bring up some new guys. It's going to be crazy. There was a rumor that they said that they showed off the air when the Raw went off the air. Roman Reigns was in the back, and Seth Rollins wound up going back there, and they had a stare down, and they wound up shaking hands because they had a common enemy in friggin' CM Punk. Because now he teams up with Seth Rollins to take down CM Punk, and they help him take the Vision down. You have all those masked men that help Roman and Seth Rollins. You're gonna have some kind of a Shield type of reunion to go take down Punk and the Vision. I'm like, you know, and all you need is the Forbidden Door to open up, and you have freaking goddamn you have what's his face come back, Dean. AEW.
Oh, Ambrose? Dean Ambrose? Yeah. What was it? What was his the line for him? What was the they used to call him something. I can't think of what they used to call him. Oh, the lunatic fringe.
Lunatic fringe, yes.
Yeah, lunatic fringe.
Yeah, lunatic fringe.
So imagine like if he came back, they had the Forbidden Door, and he comes back and helps have like a little Shield mini reunion to take down the. There's nobody else in the Vision now, so you think about it, the Vision is done. Yeah, and that's why I still think they're gonna wind up having new members. Look, they took Roman Paul Heyman off of TV for a little bit to get away from the Vision because it was kind of.
Which didn't make sense because they're trying to push this Lesnar deal.
I know, but the whole thing
that doesn't make sense.
But they're gonna probably have him be the advocate to Lesnar again, which makes no sense. He screwed Lesnar, and Lesnar's going back with him. Come on.
Lesnar doesn't care. I don't think Lesnar cares at this point. That's that's a before thing, but. I mean, you've written him off of TV. He can't be written off TV for the Vision and then come back for Lesnar.
I don't know. We'll see what happens on
unless they work an angle that says Seth is working with Lesnar, but that doesn't make even more sense. So it's just dumb to write him off of TV.
You see,
especially this time of year.
I want to see
golden ticket.
Freaking Logan Paul and Austin Theory running to do freaking Danhausen. And Danhausen goes, "You are cursed." And they wind up winning the belt. He goes, "Damn, it didn't work." They have to have that angle. They have to.
I like that the curse is working. I like that they're going with the curse and they actually have it mean something and matter.
But it's kind of funny. Where the hell did the original Americano go, man? Well, girl, the Americano, where did he go?
You are cursed. You got cursed.
There must have been a commercial break where something happened, or
well, he cursed friggin' Miz. He told Miz, "Remember what happened to Dirty Dom?"
Yeah,
but,
he wants
now technically he doesn't really curse him because he just says, "You don't want to be cursed like Dom." That's kind of the feeling I got.
He disappears, so he wants him to be his advocate.
Yeah.
He wants him to be his mentor.
His mentor.
Yeah. Oh no. What did he say? The world's best WWE wrestler, The Miz.
Pepsi face.
Oh, then he says, well, I was what did he say? I was the prom king and something else. He said he was something else.
I kind of like the thing that's going on with the Danhausen. It's kind of funny going back and forth.
But he's a perfect not diecast contrast.
Oh, I thought you were gonna call him a dyke. I was like, whoa, hold on, Sticks.
He's a perfect contrast to what we get. You got your serious stuff that goes on, but then you get Danhausen in here, who's he's got that shtick of the curse and how things go. I think he's gonna work out great. I think that's. And at least they're using him because he hadn't been used at all.
Dude, he was off of television for 2 years, but his merchandise was still selling like crazy.
Yeah.
He's got. Do you see his shirts? Do you see his shirts that he has?
Yeah.
Pepsi
They're awesome.
Shirt. He has all these different shirts. He has the Danhausen, like the bat signal, the Batman from like the 1966 Batman. He's got a lot of good merchandising. He
did. Was it 2 years ago? He had that Danhausen Batman 360 cover with him as the Joker.
Yeah.
Was it 360? I don't know if it was 360.
Well, but he made money. His merchandise sell. That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
So
And even when he was off TV, he was out doing independent dates,
Yeah.
which blows my mind. He's making money on both ends. He's making from the contract and from these independent dates.
And the crazy thing is that he, like I said, it's a novelty. It's a novelty act for WWE to have. You know, he'll probably wrestle a couple of times. You know, they'll put him in the ring. You know, as a comic type of thing.
Yeah, comic. It's good. You do need a comic relief at some point, just like with R-Truth had been doing. You know, you need something to kind of
come on
laugh at.
Let me tell you something. We have tag teams in the damn bag. Tag team turmoil. You get freaking R-Truth and freaking goddamn
Truthhausen.
No, R-Truth and Damian Priest. You put them together and they win. They beat all those top tag teams in the gauntlet match. I don't know.
Crazy. I don't know. I think he's working out great. So I'm all for him.
We'll see.
Being in there.
We'll see what happens with that. What's going on? Anything big, Matt? You see anything on the news wire?
No, I mean, I think we've pretty much covered all the news.
Yeah.
You guys want to talk about, kind of recap the shows a little bit from this
We can
past
recap
week?
the shows,
Yeah, we can do that.
We'll do a recap the shows.
Because yeah, we've pretty much covered everything we're talking about news-wise. We're still said it's still sad that we're on the road to WrestleMania and we're a little over a month from WrestleMania and we still do not have a set WrestleMania card ready and raring to go.
We have 3 matches set so far. 3. Possibly 4 if you count the Brock Lesnar one, I guess.
Well, listen, we're gonna probably Monday night. We're gonna probably have Finn Balor come out and tell. Well, he's gonna actually fight Jay. You're not gonna get. He's gonna call out Dirty Dom, to fight in WrestleMania, and then you're gonna have to wait for that. He's gonna fight JD McDonough first. And
Yeah, we'll probably get JD McDonough versus him on Raw.
On Raw, yeah. And then the big match will be against Dirty Dom.
Dirty Dom-tober.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, let's start off by talking about SmackDown from March 6th, 2026. Randy Orton opened the show. He swears he got to the venue on time this morning and the WrestleMania sign was already up. He stated thinking about each individual WrestleMania he's been in, there have been 20, and then he realizes he's only main evented twice. It doesn't matter who you are, how many titles you've won. None of that matters. There's no guarantee that you will go to WrestleMania, never mind main eventing. He is officially going back to the main event for WrestleMania. Randy has never been a guy to say he is the best, but his peers do. The way it makes him feel to hear compliments from legends he looks up to and upcoming talent, and it makes him proud to know that he's still doing it at the top of his game. But don't get it twisted. He's earned his son of a bitch. It wasn't handed to him. When it comes to the main event, he will know who he will face at WrestleMania in a few hours, whether it's Drew McIntyre or Cody Rhodes. It doesn't matter who it is. He will not be leaving Las Vegas empty-handed. He's leaving as the undisputed WWE Championship. Randy plans on doing that in one way, RKO or lights out. The lights go out. Trick Williams interrupts him. He tells Randy that he has his voice in his head too, and they are saying that he has a bone to pick. We all know Trick Williams should be in the main event. He came out on Saturday and said Trick Williams is not 6'5", as he tries to prove he is just that. Orton drops him out of nowhere with an RKO. Not the lemon pepper steppers. First match of the night was Carmelo Hayes versus Dr. Wagner Jr.
Dr. Wagner Jr.
With Carmelo Hayes retaining the title. As Ilya Dragunov talked about waiting for the right moment to move forward, The Miz shows up to question his logic. Kit Wilson chimes in by telling Ilya he may be toxic. Dragunov decides the best way to move forward would be to embrace violence, which I believe implied he wanted to match with The Miz and Wilson tonight. We will find out. Jeff here says, I don't blame Brock. Oba hasn't even signed with a brand. hasn't had a real program with anyone. Can't count Rusev. He needs to grow before facing Brock. I get where you're coming from. I agree with you.
Yeah, I agree with. I agree with
disagree.
You. Yeah,
I don't think him being assigned to a brand necessarily matters, but yeah, having a squash match against Rusev doesn't really establish much.
Yeah, we don't have Raw versus SmackDown really anymore, but yeah.
Elsewhere, Damian Priest is surprised by Nick Aldis and R-Truth when he finds out he's willing to team up with Truth tonight in a tag team turmoil match. He accepts the opportunity. After Drew McIntyre asked Nick Aldis to make things right tonight, the GM told him that he went back on his word by getting involved in the other matches. So he wants back on his. Otherwise, he can forfeit the title. Drew doesn't accept that, and Cody will only take his title away from him out of his cold dead hands. Then we got the Irresistible Forces tag team celebration.
Yeah.
We got a women's tag team match, number one contenders match, Alexa Bliss versus Charlotte Flair versus Julia and Kiana James, with Flair and Bliss picking up the win there to challenge for those tag team titles again. Or is that going to be at WrestleMania, or is that going to be before WrestleMania?
I think they might save it for WrestleMania. I think they'll have a triple threat.
You think they save it for WrestleMania instead of doing the Bella Twins for the titles?
Well, the Bella Twins are coming. They said the Bella Twins is gonna probably face them, but the fact is that you take the Bella Twins. But see, that's another thing. Where are the Bella Twins?
Yeah, I don't know.
Sure. Another part-timer. Yeah, at this point, with how many matches we have set for WrestleMania, I would say they're saving it for WrestleMania.
Yeah, you know what?
Or at least keeping it in the back pocket, then we could use this for WrestleMania.
So let me ask you, so you think that they get a future tag team opportunity after WrestleMania? What do you think?
No, I think they do. I think they get their opportunity before WrestleMania, and they beat the Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss win. They beat Naomi, or not Naomi. They beat Nia Jax and Lash Legend, and they face the Bella Twins at WrestleMania. So it's Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss versus Nikki and Brie Bella.
That's where you'll get the heel turn.
Sami Zayn questioned how Cody Rhodes was getting another title shot despite losing at Elimination Chamber. Cody wonders what he's doing. Is he trying to politic his way into the title match when he hasn't even won the match yet? Sami doesn't know what he is doing or what he wants. He only came over here to wish him luck. He wants him to become WWE champion again. Cody accepts, but does not thank Sami before walking away. I'm really enjoying Crash Out Sami. I like that he doesn't know what he's doing or why he's doing it. Crash Out Sami.
It's funny. It's true. Working. Fucking goddamn Cody Rhodes, man. His fucking politics. He freaking getting his way, champion after the championship here and there, back and forth. And then when you, what the hell is this? It's got there.
It's Karen Gillan from Doctor Who.
Yeah, Doctor Who. I thought she's getting banged in the corner.
Yeah, I said what it looked like.
Nice picture.
Looks like she's got her mouth wide open, ready to accept the surprise.
No, it's like someone's behind her. And she's like, yeah, you know what? That's why I think Cody might become heel. Cody, him turning heel will be interesting to really flipping the switch and really uniting engines by doing that if they make him heel.
Then we got the WWE Tag Team Turmoil #1 Contenders match. And here's where things kind of go off the rails for me. You have legitimate tag teams in this match, right? Yep. You have Motor City Machine Guns against Fraxium, with Fraxium picking up the win. Then you had Fraxium versus Los Garza, with Los Garza picking up the win. Then you had Los Garza versus the Wyatt Six, with Los Garza picking up the win after the MTFs interfered. Then you have Los Garza versus R-Truth and Damian Priest. Why the hell do you have just a random thrown together hodgepodge tag team win this? It's like I don't think WWE has any clue what they're doing with their tag team division. Jeffrey says Sami was right. He wasn't supposed to get a title rematch unless he won either the Royal Rumble or Elimination Chamber and lost both, only to be rewarded with a title match. That's why his win rubbed fans the wrong way.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but
they just changed the
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Never wanted Drew McIntyre as champion heading into WrestleMania. So they had to take the belt off Drew in one way, shape, or form. And they can't do, you're not going to do the Fatal 4-Way because then you're wrapping up all of your major players on SmackDown in one match. And by splitting it up and doing Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton, which is the match everybody wanted, and apparently it's been the match that's been planned since November of last year.
Yep.
And Jacob Fatu versus McIntyre, and then Sammy versus Trick Williams. You have all your big players on WrestleMania or on the SmackDown brand having their own programs in WrestleMania instead of trying to throw them all in one and having to make matches that nobody's going to care about. Not that they're not already doing that. But yes, R-Truth and Damian Priest to pick up the win there. Sami Zayn asked Randy Orton how he's able to talk so fondly of Cody Rhodes and then can easily drop him when his back is turned. Orton tells him that sometimes you have to be selfish. Sami asks if that makes him a bad person. Randy doesn't know know about that, but it does make him a 14-time world champion. Sami can't argue with that fact. Randy tells him that he will be world champion someday, but maybe he needs to start listening to the voices. Rhea Ripley and Jade Cargill talked in the ring in what was probably the worst promo between both of these two in a long time. Cargill talking about their body, not talking about their accomplishments, not talking about their match, they're talking about their physiques. Cargill tells her that she will beat her at WrestleMania because she's that bitch, and then drops the mic and walks away, or shakes hands and walk away. Ripley lets her know that while she's bigger in every way, she won't go down to her best shot. But when Ripley hits her with her best shot, she'll stay down because her body is for show. Ripley works out so hard, her body can thrive and survive in this business. Like I said, we're talking about our bodies now, right? So when the bell rings, she can flex all she wants because she's going to go to fight, and she's going to take the title with force. There's not a damn thing she could do about it because she's that bitch. Backstage,
you know, I'm saying that they gave the belts to Lash Legend and Nia Jax. For that little time, they're going to hold on for a little time. They're going to lose them quick. But it's the celebration thing. Kind of, it used to mean something. Like the celebration. It used to be something that was bigger when they had like a championship, like when Chris Jericho wasn't the Chris Jericho and KO, Kevin Owens have the
Festival of Friendship,
type of shit like that. Stuff like that they don't have anymore, man. I want to see stuff. Hey, wait, you're
my best friend ever, Kevin.
Well, the biggest news report, they're saying that we might get Kevin Owens back before the end of 2026.
Well, I don't want him to rush Kevin Owens.
I know.
Like,
I'm just saying that they say that everything is going smoothly, and we could have a Kevin Owens sighting towards the end of the year. Hey, interesting, but we'll see.
I'll be happy to have Kevin Owens back. I just don't want him to rush back. And
I wouldn't mind him coming back and talking on the mic and just being like doing some commentary.
Yeah. He needs to come back at some point, and if it's going as well as they think it's going, I don't see why they don't say by Survivor Series maybe he'd be back.
We'll see what happens.
That'll be the last PLE of the year.
Yeah.
Survivor Series. Backstage, Candice LeRae finally convinced Johnny Gargano to get up. He says it's time to do something. He heads to the ring. Bo Dallas tells Solo Sikoa that he will not rest until the lantern returns to them. They will keep on looking over their shoulders while knowing that all they can do is run. Back in the ring, Johnny Gargano wants to remind everyone of himself and who he is. He needs to be Johnny Wrestling again. And that starts tonight in this open invitation because, SmackDown's nothing but open challenges to anyone who wants to go after him. Oba Femi shows up. You got Oba Femi versus Johnny Gargano with Oba Femi picking up the win.
AEW bound for freaking.
Yeah, they're just going to squash the shit out of him.
Squash the shit out of him. Now. Once his contract's over, right to AEW, and they're going to win the tag team championships. Look at AEW.
Most likely,
enough. Yep.
probably correct there, Dom.
Yep.
Nick Aldis walks into Danhausen. He has more Danhausen, including finding a mentor. Aldis has an idea. He finds The Miz, and he has a brand new WWE superstar for him to mentor. Meet Danhausen. Danhausen tells him it's perfect. He's perfect for this. He should help him become WWE champion and get his own TV show. The Miz does not want to help him, but Danhausen is adamant. If he doesn't, he will be cursed. The Miz laughs, and then Danhausen reminds him of what happened to Dominic Mysterio on Raw. We got our undisputed WWE Championship match: Drew McIntyre versus Cody Rhodes, with Cody Rhodes winning to become the new WWE champion as SmackDown went off the air. So we're gonna get Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton, and supposedly in the contract signing live this Friday, March 13th, 2026, from Phoenix, Arizona.
Listen, just a heads up. You know, this is the second consecutive Friday the 13th that we had in a row, which doesn't happen. It's a oddity, rarity. But what's even crazier, we had daylight savings time, a full moon, and then going into Friday the 13th. So anything's possible.
Yeah, that's true.
Stay inside because Jason's about to take Manhattan.
Yep.
Jeffrey says, Danhausen has already gotten old. I hope that gimmick doesn't last much longer. You don't like Danhausen? I think Danhausen's been fun so far.
Hey, listen, Jeffrey, Danhausen merchandise sells. He sells a lot of merchandise. So his, whatever he does, they're just making money. As he has a novelty for WWE right now. We'll see what happens down the road.
Now we turn our attention to Raw from this past Monday, 3/9/2026. Adam Pearce kicked off the show in the ring. He has some unfortunate news. Seth Rollins is in the building, and it's time for them to have a talk. Dozens of hooded masked men show up. Eventually, Rollins gets in the ring and unmasks. Adam Pearce tells him that it's not his job to like or hate anyone. He is here to do his job, and this thing with the masked guy was unacceptable. Making so much money, he's giving his shirts away. Yeah, well.
Yeah, basically is. Yeah.
To one person.
Buy one. I'll buy one. When the Vision finally gets their hands on him, that will mean the end of Seth Rollins. Speaking of which, the Vision shows up. Logan Paul, Austin Theory try to get into the ring, but they back off when the masked guys get back in the ring. They all run around and make it so that they can't tell who is who. LA Knight enters to get him some of the Vision, which, the whole Benny Hill thing came to mind there.
And then the Usos came in.
When the numbers catch up to him, the Usos enter to make it the save, and the Vision is outnumbered. Paul and Theory are lucky enough to escape. Then we got our number one contenders gauntlet match for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. A match I thought Io Sky was going to win, but we had Io Sky versus Lyra Valkyria, with Io Sky winning there. Io Sky versus Raquel Rodriguez, with Io Sky picking up the win there. Then we had Io Sky versus Ivy Nile, with Ivy Nile picking up the win only because of interference.
Yeah, because Raquel, she freaking beat the shit out of Io Sky.
Yeah. And then you had Ivy Nile lose to Bailey, and then Bailey also beat Asuka to be the number one contender.
Listen, I was really hoping that Ivy Nile won. She did good. A chance to make another star, man. She needs
to get away from this title. She's had too many attempts at this title already. She's been in this title, chasing this title since Lyra Valkyria had it when it first started. She's had so many attempts at this championship already. She needs to be moved away from this. I don't want to see Ivy Nile in the women's Intercontinental Championship anymore. She just needs to go do something else for a little bit. Because it's like, well, it really feels like creative's like, well, we haven't defended this championship in a while. Who should we have defend it? Well, insert champion versus Ivy Nile. Okay, cool. Here we go.
Yeah, but Ivy Nile doesn't get a lot of opportunities right now. She's been in the back with the freaking.
She's been getting more opportunities than the Creed brothers have.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, where are the Creed brothers again?
They're off being American made somewhere, apparently. While Natty was cutting a promo, she was attacked from behind by Maxine Dupree. Backstage, Danhausen catches up with the original El Grande Americano. Danhausen is very interested in his mask, but Americano tells him not to touch it. and to get out of here. He doesn't like the sound of that, so Danhausen curses him and he disappears.
We were gonna get that, but
We all would love to see Io Sky versus Julia.
Yeah, we maybe get that. Maybe we'll get that before WrestleMania, because I think the WrestleMania match is definitely going to be Julia versus Tiffy's trend.
I think we'll get Julia versus Io probably at SummerSlam at this point, because that would mean either they have to have the title change brands or they have to have Io Sky change to SmackDown.
I actually think Io Sky might go to SmackDown because of
Rhea.
And then eventually have Rhea turning bad, and then they fight each other.
In the ring, Penta thanks his family, friends, and the company, and all the fans around the world. Thank you to everyone who believed in him. Thank you to himself, because he believes he could win this title. It's no joke for Penta. This title is for all those people who dare to dream and the fighters and our fighters in life. This title makes you feel and believe in yourself every single day. And together we will make history. Penta is here in the new Intercontinental Championship. He says a lot of it is again in Spanish and ends it with Cero Medio, Zero Fear. Then we got Penta versus El Grande Americano, not the original
who disappeared,
but the Ludwig Kaiser Americano. He said your favorite word, draft. Stephanie Vakira tells us that with Penta picks up the win against El Grande Americano. Penta versus LA Knight at WrestleMania for IC title. That would be nice. You got to get LA Knight in there for something. Stephanie Vakira tells us she is frustrated with Liv Morgan because she has so much potential and doesn't use it. She chooses to hide behind her man. She has become lazy, while Vakira has brought up in hell and in fire. But you haven't defended your title in a while, Stephanie. Stephanie sees a worthy challenger, but she sees also that Liv Morgan takes the easy way. She better bring all of her years of training, because at WrestleMania she will bring all of her blood, sweat, and tears and experience to continue making history as the world champion. And upset Dominic Mysterio has something he wants to get off his chest, so he heads to the ring. During the break, Danhausen enters the ring and says something. He just wants to thank all of the Fanhausens. He asks the T-shirt boys to hand some of his T-shirts to throw out to the ring. If you don't get one, you can go to WWE Shop, and if you don't buy one, you are cursed. It's just a good way to tell the show that he's got WWEshop.com merch now. When we come back, Dominic Mysterio wants to talk to Finn Balor. Despite not wanting to air their dirty laundry in public, Finn Balor makes his way to the ring with JD McDonough. Dirty Dom turns on Liv at Mania and pairs with Stephanie. Oh, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see Dirty Dom.
I mentioned something like that. A couple weeks back. But he'll do the third heel turn.
Oh, but it's going to be like the second or third time Dom's done that. Turn down a girl to go to another girl.
Yeah. Hey, listen. Dirty Dom's living the dream. He's the new pimp daddy, son.
There's no way Dominic Mysterio is man enough to handle the likes of Stephanie Vakira, right? It's not even believable.
You get the machismo, man.
No, I don't.
He's
not even believable.
Don't worry about it, Dirty. Don't worry. What's gonna happen is that it's gonna be a crazy heel turn type of thing where Stephanie is really teaming up with Liv, but they're gonna use Dirty Dom as
So you're gonna have Stephanie, or we're gonna have Liv go back to the lesbian angle.
Hey, have Scissor Valley Part 2, man.
God,
I don't know.
All right, just leave your fantasies for your bathroom time. All right, Dom. Dominic says he's been looking for him. He hopes Finn has talked to Adam and got him a rematch for the IC title. Balor tells him he is right. If it wasn't for him, he would still be champion. So he is sorry. He was trying to help teach him a lesson. They are family, and they always have this back. Dominic told him that he wants to be the greatest Mysterio of all time, and he can be, but if he wants to be and do that, sometimes he has to fight his own battles. For 2 years, he has been trying to guide him, but the more he helps, the more he realizes his dad was right. Maybe he is just a spoiled little bitch or pussy or whatever.
Prick.
You want to call it, prick.
But they blanked that. Why did they blank that out? But meanwhile, last week they said bullshit and shit at the end.
I don't know. Dominic pushes him, so Balor takes him out with a Pele kick, which I saw coming. I even audibly said it to my wife. I was like, "Oh, here comes a Pele kick," and my wife looked at me dumbfounded and said, "What the fuck is a Pele kick?" And then when he did it, I was like, "That is a Pele kick." And the Judgment Day tries to get between them, but it doesn't stop them. JD McDonough takes Balor down, and then Liv and Raquel Rodriguez get a piece as well. Balor fights back until he is knocked out cold by a hammer shot from Dominic Mysterio. He loads the hammer in his shoe and hits a 619. They continue to attack Balor with a steel chair and 2 frog splashes. Backstage, we saw Kofi Kingston seemingly offer Javon Evans a spot in the New Day. He doesn't need an answer right away. Just think about it. I don't want to see Javon Evans in the New Day. Then we got a squash match between Oba Femi and Rusev, with Oba Femi picking up. Poor Rusev, man. He's this return run into WWE is just not good. Outside of that fight and feud between Sheamus, it just has not been good for Rusev. Like, I feel bad that he even wasted his time coming back to WWE. He should have just stayed.
It's like what's his face? That went back to AEW. What's his name?
Ciampa?
No. He had the problem going. He went to AEW. He had the problem. His contract wasn't.
Andrade.
Like Andrade came back, and the same thing kind of. Then when they did find the angle, he actually left. Like the tag team, him and Ray Phoenix. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Then we got the killer promo between Punk as Punk hit the ring and he talks to the fans from the ring. He wasn't sure how he would be received here, so he's surprised by Seattle tonight. There are some people who are upset about what he said last week. One of those things was to be disrespectful. He knows all he knows is that Roman Reigns has never respected him. He will force him to respect his position, the position he holds at WrestleMania. The title is the business. Titles in this business are made to find out who the best is. The best are those who win and defend them. The championship was made because Roman Reigns refuses to defend his title, but he defends his because the fans deserve a fighting champion. He levels up the competition. Unfortunately, last week he lowered himself to Reigns' level. The Usos enter quickly and make their way to the ring with no yeeting. They need him to apologize right now. Punk asks why Roman is still sending his cousins to do his dirty work. Jay disagrees with that. Roman didn't send them to do anything. Jimmy says that he has nothing to do with Roman Reigns, but it has everything to do with respect. He has a load of respect for him. He was so much respect for the character he is, and he shows. If there's any, what am I writing here? If there's any obstacle in front of him, I wrote obstacle because I was trying to say. If there's any obstacle in front of him, he runs through it. Punk calls himself the voice of the voiceless, but what he did last week was disrespectful to their late uncle who has no voice, so apologize. Punk tells him he's right. He isn't spiritual, but he knows they are. Do you think Sika can hear us? If so, he needs to hear this. Alpha wasn't paid much when he was coming up in the business. He got to learn so much from him and Samu. He respects everyone in his family, and they have shown it back, except for one man. Jay says he still doesn't get it. This isn't about Roman Reigns. They need him to say, I'm sorry. CM Punk holds their hands and tells them straight to his face, I'm sorry, that Roman Reigns treated him like garbage for so many years, including Dusty Rhodes and so many others. He's sorry he has tricked them, all the people around the world and everyone else. He gives a damn. If he cared at all, he would be in the ring talking to him right now instead of his young boys. The Usos kicked Punk down and walked away, and Raw went off the air. Jeffrey says, do you guys think they're setting up a Bloodline reunion? Feels like they're heading that direction. We talked about this a little bit at the beginning of the program. Dom kind of thinks they're going that way. Me, I think they're more so just using the Usos as a Roman Reigns fill-in to carry this feud with CM Punk to WrestleMania, since Roman can't commit to all the dates of Monday Night Raw to WrestleMania. They are using the Usos just kind of as that fill-in to carry this feud to Mania.
I agree with that.
Because Punk can't carry it all himself.
Nope.
That's what
Gotta
I
have
think they're
something
doing.
to
I don't
banter
think
off
they're
against.
doing a bloodline reunion in any way, shape, or form. I think at WrestleMania, again, it's going to be the Usos versus the Vision for the tag team championships, and they're not even going to be have anything to do with that match. It's more so just they're using the Usos to drive this feud
Yeah,
between.
kind of hard
Roman Reigns.
to carry a part timer, man. That's the whole thing, man. You know, it sucks. Like we were talking about that too. You know, Roman Reigns is a big draw, and people cheer for him. And it's unfortunate that he's not there a week after week. You know, he has other obligations. Plus, he's still battling, which for the rest of his life, he's going to be battling leukemia with taking medicine that actually knocks him out. Apparently, it tires him out.
Oh yeah, it weakens you. Yeah,
so that's why he
weakens you.
can't. Yeah, it weakens his immune system. So he can't really perform as much, and that's why he performs every so often. But yeah, you can't. Giving him the Royal Rumble win, you took away from somebody that could actually win the Royal Rumble that would be there week after week. It's just right now they're playing it safe, WWE, and they really want to have all the cards on the table to have, and like that, WrestleMania isn't selling, man. There's nothing selling about WrestleMania. So you need certain things.
Not right now.
So.
They don't have a card to sell, so
Come on, let's all go to WrestleMania. He's only like 3 hours away from WrestleMania from Vegas.
Yeah.
So
3 hours away, but I don't want to spend that kind of money on especially with the way the WrestleMania card is right now. There's no draw in it for me right now.
Let me ask you, how about this? Since WrestleMania's draw is not really doing, it's not living up. I know you have all the wrestlers on the main roster. Do you think it's time that they initiate some NXT talent into the WrestleMania card? Like if you was to take like the champion, like Joe Hendry, and take say Joe Hendry or somebody, one of the bigger up and coming stars, and throw them onto the main roster. It's WrestleMania just to have the wrestle for NXT on that card. You could fill spots with that, and actually people might want to see that instead of having one small show that takes place, which the show that they usually have prior for WrestleMania is no go this year. It's going to be after. It makes no sense or something. It's going to be they're not going to have it the same weekend as.
No, they're not.
Mania.
No, I think it's the week before.
I kind of disagree with you there, Jeff. Depending on who your one match is, it sells tickets. Rock versus Roman Reigns would sell that ticket. Rock versus Stone Cold. If they announced a Rock versus Stone Cold match, I think you would see WrestleMania sell out.
And if they drop WrestleMania to one night,
real quick. Even at 2 nights, if you said that they were going to do, I think Cody versus Randy night 1 and Stone Cold versus The Rock night 2, you would sell out.
And then have an open challenge match for anybody in any wrestling organization.
So TNA. Okay.
Yeah, injuries have really plagued this, so they are waiting for medical. I think the biggest one they're really waiting for is Braun Breaker. I think that's why we haven't seen Seth locked into a match yet. That's why we're not seeing Brock Lesnar locked into a match yet. That's why we haven't seen LA Knight locked into anything yet, because they're waiting for medical and in case they have to pivot. But I think Braun Breaker will be good to go. And like I said, I think Braun Breaker is going to be a hooded or masked man and attack Seth. And that's when we'll get because how many weeks are we going to do the Benny Hill or Ra's al Ghul to hide the masked man,
Ra's al Ghul.
Right.
Did you guys watch NXT
last night? I watched a little bit.
I have not watched that yet, but that's okay.
Watched a little bit. It was actually pretty good. The North American Championship was a pretty good.
I watched the highlights. I didn't watch the whole show.
I don't blame Brock. Name one African American person that got over in WWE as a legit superstar. The answer is 0, unless you count The Rock. Mark Henry is probably the closest, but never reached legend. I mean, you wouldn't count Kofi Kingston.
Well, you see, the Mark Henry might be coming to retirement.
Yeah, I mean,
That's crazy.
Kobe, yeah,
I think Kofi Mania was
Kofi
100% fan driven.
Yeah, but you see, that losing that belt, like freaking 2.5.
Yeah, but
that was But didn't when they acquired WCW Booker T.
Booker T, yeah, five time.
See who else?
I don't think they're gonna. All signs are Brock Oba Femi. It's just a matter of the outcome and making Brock happy. Like I said, I think the best way they do that is Brock versus Oba Femi, and it doesn't even get it, you have some sort of confrontation with them on Raw, on one of his appearances on Raw, and you have them getting some kind of fight where Brock attacks Oba Femi before the match even starts and takes him out. So it's a no contest. So yeah, you don't have Brock lose, and you don't have Femi lose, but you have Brock attack Femi when he's walking down the ramp or whatever, and it's just no contest. And that way both men don't lose, both men still look strong, and you can continue on down the road with Brock Lesnar versus Gunther at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've not yet watched. I only watched the Ethan Page Ricky Saints match because the time change here, it's on earlier and I completely forgot. So I only saw the Ricky Saints, Joe Hendry and Miles Bourne match.
So that means Ethan Page gets a title shot down the road against Joe Hendry. He pinned Joe Hendry.
If we go with the AEW logic of how title matches are given. If you pin the champion. Yeah, if you pin our champion, you get a championship match.
Don't worry about it. We're gonna get that. I'm just saying. Back to what I was saying about the NXT. You take the top champions in NXT and you put them in WrestleMania.
I do know that we got an announcement for a cage match next week on NXT of Tatum Paxley versus Izzy Dame.
Oh, nice.
After Tatum Paxley took the title off of her at Vengeance Day.
Yep.
Okay.
With my girl Jada Parker. Miss Parker.
Yeah, they have not mentioned Gunther yet, except for so I think that's going to play out. I think you're going to get one more Gunther Dragon Lee match, and Gunther's going to try to unmask Dragon Lee a second time, and that's when Rey Mysterio is going to get mad and come out and try and defend Dragon Lee, and that's going to set up Gunther versus Rey Mysterio at Mania. I think the holdup for that match is I don't think Rey really is sure he wants to retire yet. Yeah, so I don't think he wants to retire. I think he's waiting to see if he can get clearance by WWE to do program in AAA, because I really think they want to do Dom versus Rey for the AAA Mega Championship at Triple Mania. So I think Rey might lose to Gunther and go do a stint in AAA. But I think that's what's the holdup between the Gunther Rey Mysterio matches, that WWE wants pretty much all Gunther big matches to be retirement matches, and Rey's not 100% sure he's ready for that yet.
Mm-hmm.
So there we go. But I think that there needs to be some big call-ups from NXT to the main roster already. Call up Ricky Saints. They should call up Ricky Saints and Ethan Page, both put them in the Vision.
Yep.
They should call up Sol Ruka already.
Also, Blake Monroe.
Jada, dude, I don't think Jada Parker is ready, man.
Jada Parker, I think she is. I think she just bring her up there and just start a feud. Just have a. She's been in NXT too long.
Yeah, because she gets hurt, and she's not. I'm sorry, she's not that good. She's still got a long way to go. Just like JC Jane. JC Jane's been there for how long? And she's NXT Women's Champion, but she's never been called up. Yeah. She got one potential call up once with Toxic Attraction, and then did like 1 or 2 SmackDowns, and then was bitched right back down to NXT.
Yeah.
I think, I mean, right now, she's building a good feud with Blake Monroe, and that's great. She's doing good work with Blake Monroe, but up to this point, she's really been nothing more than a catchphrase or a catchy song, because she gets injured so much. Or she's on TV and then she's gone for weeks. So I don't know. Gunther versus Brock will be better. You're going to get that at SummerSlam. They want Brock to retire in Minneapolis at SummerSlam. So that's going to be your SummerSlam match, is Brock Lesnar versus Gunther. Because the whole thing with Gunther is they're going to try any superstar that's retiring, they're going to send them through Gunther. So they're going to build up Gunther to be this big heel, just destroying everybody. So that way, eventually, when whoever beats Gunther takes all that majesty away from him and adds him to himself to build a bigger star. So that's where I think they're going with Gunther.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that.
That we don't have AEW to talk about because we're doing this on Wednesday, so Dynamite is going on right now. Any other news or topics you guys want to touch on? But about the chat, anything you guys want to touch on? Any opinions you have? Anything you want to talk about? We can open it up for the chat if Dom and Sticks don't have anything.
Yeah, I got something here. This is actually funny. Wrestle Tales is a masked man, right? Helps the Vision beats the Usos night 1 with the GTS. Night 2, Punk beats Roman with the Vision's help, turning heel. Punk is the new leader of the Vision. We get the face Seth versus heel Punk. Roman and Seth team up. All of this sets up Moxley's return next year when his contract ends. The Shield versus the Vision.
Can we stop with this masked men shit already? Like,
the
gimmick is
old. I'm just saying the whole fact is that you're the masked. That's what you go as the masked man. You don't even say that the friggin' CM Punk becomes the leader of the Vision.
Because he was the leader of the Shield back in the day.
Yeah.
No thanks.
Yeah. I think that's about it, man. There's nothing else really to talk about. We got a couple of weeks, a couple of Raws, a couple of SmackDowns.
I mean, we kind of touched on. I'll bring up the whole Road Dogg thing. So Road Dogg left of his own accord, from my understanding, as head of creative for SmackDown, and apparently, unlike like the talent, they don't have a no compete clause. Not that what he's doing is competing, but he's already got 2 bookings signed up for him to appear at. Right,
yeah, well, he's still under a WWE Legends contract because he's still being advertised for the WWE World during WrestleMania weekend, and they're still selling photo ops for him. He's still got a WWE Legends contract. The Legends contract and his role as head of creative for SmackDown were separate. So yeah, he still is under contract through his Legends deal with WWE, but he just left his role as head of creative due to frustrations with creative. So I mean, I get if you're frustrated with yourself and you want to leave.
Exactly, you're frustrated with creation, with a creative. You put yourself on the freaking goddamn spot when you had that ridiculous line in I don't know, and you have no idea what you want the book and the way you were taught. Come on, man.
You wanted to book Chelsea Green winning the title back, but had no idea when you were asked, well, who would you put her in a feud with? I don't know. Oh. So you kind of did yourself in there, buddy.
Yeah, there you go.
Insert superstar here. That's not a good answer. Have some idea going in.
Look, they got a lot of they got a lot of guys that are coming up. Hopefully they have one more like you said, one more call up with a couple more people, and just you do that, then you just
they've got to.
You get your stories. You get your stories going. Make your
They
team.
need to inject something into these shows because what they're been doing and what they have isn't working. It's just not working.
Not at all.
No.
Not at all. But you know what? People will still, excuse me, buy tickets.
Which astounds me. It just astounds me that these people are, and I'm 100. I don't know this for a fact, but it seems like if they're going to these shows, it's because they're going, hey, I've never been, or, I remember going to the show with this, it's all nostalgia booking, I wouldn't pay $80 to go see something I can watch on TV for free. I might for $30. I might, just for the experience, and I always tell the story. Me and my family, we went down to Florida one year. We stopped at the Raw in Georgia. $25 a ticket. You're never going to see those prices again.
To throw more into that Danhausen ring, did you guys see that Danhausen said he wants Sabrina Carpenter to sing him to the ring for his entrance?
Yeah. That was funny.
Which makes me wonder. Apparently, I guess we're going to get some sort of something with Danhausen at WrestleMania, huh? Maybe we're going to get Danhausen versus R-Truth at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Carpenter.
Yeah, Sabrina Carpenter.
Oh, Sabrina Carpenter.
Yeah,
okay. It with a times old man sticks.
Yeah,
I was thinking like the Carpenters from the 70s. Like
no, Jesus Christ.
Listen,
how old
I'm
is
not a 16-year-old girl. I don't know who's hot or what's not. It's Sabrina Carpenter. Yeah,
I don't know. Host, he can crush the company.
Curse the company. Yeah, there we go.
And listen, you had the Miz hosted 1 year. You have Danhausen host. Right?
You got all these wrestlers coming after Logan, or all these professional NFL players wanting to box Logan Paul, and apparently WWE has told Logan Paul he's not fighting anybody.
Yep.
Yeah. Crazy. But his brother.
For Logan, for all said and done about Logan Paul, man, he's actually turning out to be a pretty good damn wrestler. That's the whole freaking thing.
We've said it before. He's all in.
He's all in, and he's better than some wrestlers that have been there for years.
Superstar. Yeah. At first you think, it's just gonna be the celebrity.
Yeah.
Come in like we get, Jelly Roll or, whatever celebrity.
Actually, Jelly Roll's gonna be on freaking SmackDown this week.
Is it really?
Yeah, he's coming on SmackDown to Randy. I guess talk to Randy or something.
Okay. Phoenix too.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. So, but
that's all I got. That's all the news I've got. Unless you guys got anything else you want to talk about this week, I think it's a pretty successful open and shut show.
Yeah.
About it. It wasn't a heap of stuff that went on. I mean, there was some stuff that was, hot topic, but I don't think everything was pretty much, still build up for WrestleMania. People still speculating who's going to come back, if we're going to get anybody back from injury before WrestleMania. So it's all speculation really at this point until we get anything concrete.
Do you guys think Raw? Do you think Steve Austin shows up to Monday Night Raw this week? Because where does
316
really want?
Is it in Texas?
316 day.
No, it's because it's 316. It's March 16th. I don't know. Maybe.
Maybe we'll get a video package from him. He doesn't really leave Texas that much.
Oh, he doesn't live in Texas anymore. He lives in Nevada now.
Oh, he lives in Nevada now? Oh, okay. Well, then there you go.
And that's the last little bit of news I got. Over under on Finn Balor's Demon returning at WrestleMania.
Over.
I'll take the ender.
You don't think so? You don't think Demon from Balor comes back?
No, I don't think so.
I think he does.
I thought we talked about that, where he had that match where he was forced to retire the demon or something like that.
No, he just had the demon lose to Roman Reigns, and then he dropped that gimmick because he changed. He went back to the Prince persona, but now it could just be that now that he's been kicked out of the Judgment Day, he goes back to the demon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He goes, hey, Dominic, I'm not alone. Oh.
But all right, Dom, I think that's it for us for this week. I want to thank everyone for hanging out. Thank you, Jeffrey, for hanging out in the chat. Thank you for Dr. Cat 1313. Thank you for Minty, everyone hanging out in the chat and your input. We greatly appreciate it. If you guys want more from Styx, you can check out his show on his channel every Tuesday night, his Doctor Who Rewind show. If you want more for Dom and Styx, you can check them both out Friday nights over on Renovision. You can find the link to them below. On The Qualified, you can check Dom out Sunday nights on Renovision on Tales from the Dark Side. If you're a Star Wars fan, you can check out more from me on my channel all week long, whether it's comic book review videos, my top 5 comic book review videos, anything like that. All that, so much more can be found on my channel. And of course, you can catch me and Styx every Saturday night on Saturday Night Special on our respective channels. Well, with that being said, Dom, take us out.
Listen, if you have a dream, follow it. Because if you don't, you'll be cursed.
Plain, simple, and to the point. And I want to throw in there, stop buying bots just because you're not happy with the outcome of a professional wrestling match, you fucking nerds. We'll see you back here right here next Thursday night with more professional wrestling goodness. So long, everybody.
In the ring, the lights go down. Roaring crowd, they scream and shout. Chants echo, shaking the ground. Warriors clash, the game is found. Welcome to